Yeah, come on! Welcome to the Yeah Come On Show with Southside Steve and injured Southside Steve, it looks like. You got some splaining to do.
I do. We are live in the Yeah Come On studio, brought to us by Exit Wealth and Exit Stage Left Advisors. We're in our Alpharetta studio. I think we're going to do a day in our Buckhead studio this week.
Mm-hmm.
You'll love the Buckhead studio. It is a miniature Today, literally show.
Today
set.
show.
To me, it is the Today Show because it has the glass on both sides.
And I think Fox and Friends has the same setup
They do
too.
too.
Yeah. They're
It's cool.
all together in the same 30 Rock area.
Yeah, and New Yorkers just walk by, but then somebody from damn Idaho or Arkansas stops and's like, and then you see them on the phone. Mama, turn on the Today Show. I'm right behind.
Well, maybe people will start doing that when we do the Come On Show when they're walking down Peachtree and Paces Ferry.
Well, here's the good news. Peachtree and Paces Ferry right now, it is damn hot. Matter of fact, the heat index over the weekend was it was 110, and I'm on the damn golf course, and that is a sweat fest. It's brutal. You pray for shade, and you want to sit in the golf cart till the last second because there's shade. It's just brutal, man. I mean, I can handle it. You got to be in shape to handle it. I'm not going to lie. If you're not in shape, don't go out there. You'll probably have an effing heart attack.
So you literally, I think, went crazy from the heat because they say when it's in the summertime, more fights happen where there's extreme hot weather. People are agitated.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Okay, I haven't gotten the details yet from you.
No.
So let's play. All I know is what you posted over the weekend on your socials.
And I just want to I want to give props. I'm trying to think of the account that can handle this. And I'm going to go with those that reached out. Small Sliders reached out to make sure I was okay.
Okay.
So this is brought to you by Small Sliders. Also, 2 waitresses and a manager from Rockin' Taco reached out to make sure I was okay. So Rockin' Taco, also a sponsor where we appear every Thursday night in Roswell. Don't miss it. We're live. We do the show the first Thursday of the month. It's Rockstar because we always have a big band because Rockin' Taco, I don't think they care if I say it. They drop between $7,500 and like $12,000
for the first Thursday. Like they had Yacht Rock Schooner, which is a pretty big name. But I will say the band we saw last Thursday, Honorary Institute of Funk, blew me away.
Yeah.
Blew me away.
And let everybody know they're out of Decatur, and the average age in that band's 19. And you sit down and talk to them, there's 9 of them. The brass section is all attractive, sweet girls, and one's going to Georgia, one's going to Northeastern, and the other one was going to a school in D.C.
Yeah.
And then you got all these guys. There's only 2 going to UGA. One is going to Georgia Tech.
One's Tech.
They're all like intelligent musicians that love funk.
Yeah, so we're going to get into that for track 13.
You want to go there?
I got a special thing for Atlanta because I was truly blown away. I watched the whole set. So that was last Thursday. We'll be there this Thursday. But let's get into this.
Well, hold on. I want to tell people what track 13 is, too, because I've got people's attention right now. This is a huge show. So I know what you want, and I'm about to give it to you. And I've read everything. If you send me a message, even if you're going after me, I don't care. I may respond in a creative way. You're not going to piss me off. You're not going to upset me. I'm way past keybanger stage in my life. There's haters are going to hate. I'm even past that phrase. It's like, look, man, I really just don't give a damn. If you celebrate or you say something funny, I'll love you forever because that just tells me you're on my wavelength and you got a sense of humor. But if you're just being a dick to be a dick, you're not going to faze me, and I'm going to leave it up there so people know you're a dick.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is. But track 13 at the end, for those of you that didn't listen to Jeff and I on Fox FM for 2.5 years, and the reason we landed here, because there were a couple of those comments, not on the radio anymore. I can tell you right now, and Jeff can vouch for me, I've had 2 radio offers. And when I got fired, I had a third. My agent turned one down, said it wasn't enough. The other one I didn't want to do based on what I was going to have to do. And then the latest one I was offered, they just can't be associated with one individual I do a Rumble show with, John Rocker. And I'm never going
to. Even here, 26 years later from his controversy, still has a little stank on him. That's that not everybody wants to be associated with.
No, and everybody's talked to me. They're like, "Why is Rocker having this resurgence?"
Yeah.
I said, "Because New York is so effed up. They're looking back at what he said 25 years ago and going, was he wrong?" I mean, there's a politician, a senator in Texas, his wife, that is a huge John Rocker follower, and she did a whole segment on him. So I'm going to give that, but I'm not saying Rocker doesn't cuss. I don't let John around my kids. There's different dudes that are rough and tough.
There's nothing wrong with cussing every now and then, but
No.
he's heavy. He's
heavy.
Okay, yeah.
He's an F-bomber. And then he also says, and he wears, his shirts, which are brutal. They're brutal, but he doesn't care. And guess what? I like somebody that owns it. And there's something to be said for that. And then I see what the other side that doesn't like him does, and their stuff's pretty effing extreme too. You know what's extreme to me? If John's wearing a Liberals Are, Pussies t-shirt, which he sells on his website, I will never wear one ever. I think I'm totally right. But I do walk the middle, and I can see certain things. I try to take a step back. I don't be hardcore and just look at the facts. But there's people that are so hardcore on either side. Pink hair and a dude dressed like a chick is not somebody I want my son to pass. And if he does, I'm going to tell him, "Oh, no, there's a circus in town. He's a clown."
Okay.
Too much, probably. I don't give a damn. But I'm going to maneuver around the intensity of the world. And what you're getting to, and I'm finishing off, is track 13. Jeff and I, with 50 years of corporate radio, me on mornings where we didn't play music. A lot of people definitely love the fact that we didn't do that on the regular guys. It was brilliant because you could listen to us and we didn't upset you on breaks. We just ran commercials. But Jeff was a DJ on for 20 years on the River. He was on Mix. He was on 96 Rock. He was on the Bull. And we just decided that there were too many songs at big corporate, and we see that's a problem now. The program directors can't play those songs that we loved. You take the hit song on an album, we take that track 13, the song that you loved and always said, "Why didn't they play it on the radio?" And we do it at the end of every show. So when you finish one of our shows, it is by design to put that track 13 there so you can hear something that will maybe flash you back, or finally it gets played. And I think the band would always thank us, but we can't do it on the damn YouTube because we can't monetize.
Yeah, we just like to we just like to talk about the Doc of Rock gives some information about the deep cuts that we play, and you can always watch the video. We put it in the description every day.
Yeah, and Jeff's not going to cure cancer, neither am I, but he knows all about movies and all about music and hardly anything about sports. So that is our show. And for some of you, you're tuning in for the first time because I got in a fight, and I'll take it.
Okay, so this is everybody reached out from you posting this video. What'd you do this Saturday afternoon?
Yeah,
and it's gotten a little viral. So here's the tease.
Was it Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday
afternoon.
Yeah. Look, right now, I just want everybody to know when you come out to Covington, it's not safe. Got in a little bit of a fist fight at the gas station. Got popped. I'm okay. I popped him twice. Authorities weren't called. I left him on the ground. Southside Steve out, rockin' Covington. This just happened.
Okay, so yeah, look, I can see you healed up a little bit, but I can see that's a fresh wound in the video. And having ridden in with you one time on 285, and I think someone cut us off, or he wouldn't let you in, or something happened. Very, very, nothing major.
Oh, yeah. I remember he wouldn't let us in.
He wouldn't let you in.
And then I went up ahead of him on the emergency lane and gunned it and passed in front of him. And then once we got on the open interstate, he came next to us cussing us out.
Yeah, and he's on the passenger side where I'm sitting, and he brandishes a gun.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm like, Steve,
that's not the first time I've seen that.
And you're yelling at him. You're like, F you, F you. So I've seen your potential road rage, and it's not like you're full of anger, ever. Like
people even say I'm a nice guy. I think my wife would even say that. I just have a point where I'm done, and that's the Irish in me, I guess.
Which you got to be pushed pretty far.
I got to be pushed way far. Way far.
Let's start. You're at the gas station.
But did I scare you that day with the road rage?
You didn't scare me. The guy with the gun scared me. You weren't scared of the guy with the gun.
That scared you.
I was scared I was like, what if he just popped me? Like, I'm the one closest to the gun.
I just want everybody to know I did thank Jeff later. I'm like, the good news is you probably would have taken a bullet for me.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's what I'm assuming this is some sort of road rage in the gas station. It's hot as hell. I know that. Mm-hmm. So what happened?
So I pull in, I'm driving, and actually my brother's like, you're blaming Covington, and he thinks it's funny because my brother's got like 13 acres in Covington, loves it. He's way out. It's just it's not easy to get to. When I leave my house in Milton, I'm like, hour and 35 minutes, and that's with no traffic. Mm-hmm. With traffic,
and there's always traffic now on 285.
Yeah, it's 2.5 hours. If I'm doing it during a school time, he said, which I'm never going to do that. So I'm driving out. We're going to do a weekend. We're going to do fantasy football with Chanticleer. There's been a lot of that. For those that don't know, the regular guys keyed in it. They acted like there was a Southside Steve Museum in Fayetteville. They talked about my father's hands, where he was losing his fingertips due to circulation, which would later take his life in 2008 while I was on the air. And that's right when we'd started at Rock 100.5. But this is the 96 Rock days. So Fayetteville got highlighted. Chanticleer, which is where a lot of us grew up. We moved there in 84. My brothers went to Fayette County schools. I didn't. And we just renamed our fantasy league the Chanticleer. And because most of the members are there or their family. So it's a tight-knit group. We meet. It's an auction. You got to be there in person. So I got to drive out. Well, then we got a buddy that lives in Gwinnett. And that's where we're going to do it, at his house. So I'm driving in between. So Kevin goes, when I told Kevin where the gas station was, he goes, that might not have been Covington. You're coming out of Gwinnett. So Covington got blamed. So let's just clear the air that it's somewhere driving. Kevin, I went through Monroe, I went through Gwinnett, and I went into Covington. And maybe I even passed through Conyers for a second. But the gas station, I see it, and it's run down. And I've been told not to give the gas station, but it was old school square pumps. Mm-hmm. And just kind of dingy, and it had like a little store thing. And I saw diesel, and the diesel price was like $5.22. And right now, diesel at BP, where I've got my card, and other places, it's like $5.59. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, hell, let's get some diesel.
Mm-hmm. Fill it up.
So I pull in. There's a car. I'll give you the brand of the dude's car. I don't give a damn about this. It's a Honda. It's a little beat up. And there's this dude talking on the phone, and he's just loud talking. I'm not paying him much attention. And he's wearing a Georgia shirt, denim shorts, and flip-flops, and just on his phone. And he's standing at the pump. He's not even pumping gas, but he's at the pump behind me. So I pulled past him, and I'm putting the diesel in. Well, now I know why it's $5.22. It's pumping slow. And I'm like, oh, man, it's going to take forever. It's going 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent, 5 cent. It's just that slow. I'm like, yeah. So that's going to cause me to stand there, like, I don't know, 20 minutes to fill up my gas. So I'm debating, like, man, what do I do? So I'm kind of looking around, and I stared at him on accident. This is not the first time I've gotten in trouble. Remember the BP station where the guy came after me and he said, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? That was off of my exit in Alpharetta. Same deal. He's like, what are you doing? Hold on.
So you just kind of get deep in thought, and you're just kind of staring off,
and I guess
thinking
I'm
about something,
staring at him. And really, what I'm debating is how long do I stand here and pump gas?
Yeah.
And I'm looking around. Nobody's around. There's a guy across the street messing with a tire on his car, and he's like way down, high grass. It's not a well kept area, and then was another business that looked run down. I was just passing through some back roads. I'm going where GPS tells me to go. I don't know the area. And then he's like, what are you looking at? And he does it again. And I'm like, then I realize he's talking to me. He's about 5'10", 5'11". I go, I'm not looking at you.
And it just escalates.
So then he gets a little closer, and he's like, he's not in my face, but he's in my zone. And I'm like, the pump sucks or something like that. And he starts bragging about the store, like this is his place, like he owns it or something. And I'm like, whatever, dude. I said, I said, I don't have time for this. I said, I'm not trying to stare at you. And I literally was cool. I said, if I offended you, I'm sorry, which should have ended it.
Yeah.
So now I'm still looking at the pump. I'm checking a text message. I look up, peripheral, he's here.
He's still there.
Still there. And now his phone's he puts his phone in his pocket and he's doing this thing, hands in the air. And I'm like, what the hell? So then I'm like, F this, F him. I've got about 3 gallons. I'll take it. It's ridiculous. So I'm still thinking this is not much. And he's decent. He's about 180, 190. He's just normal looking dude. Looks like he's in his mid 20s. And I put the pump up, put it up, and I'm going to click my thing. And then I'm like, I turn to look at him, and he's like, so what up, man? I kept saying, what up, man?
Like he's antagonizing you just because of the stare.
And I'm like, then I said, you're too close. You're getting too, he goes, oh, really too close? And for no reason. And I'm kind of turning away. He hauls off, hits, gets a glancing blow. This isn't from his punch. He hits me like right about here.
Yeah.
And the forward momentum, I went into the effing gas pump. I hit the gas pump with my forehead because he knocked me into it. So then I'm like, damn,
And it's bleeding.
It started bleeding immediately. And now the blood's coming down my face. And then he's like, and he comes at me again. So if anybody's ever been in a fist fight, and I've been in more than I want to mention, but it's not even like UFC or boxing, definitely not like the movies. Rarely does somebody get the perfect punch.
Yeah.
It's always a glancing blow. And usually people are swinging crazy. But I hit and I swung at him. And it's not even I didn't even think about it. Like you said, you're another person, you're
just seeing blood. Now you're like, what's going on?
I'm like, dude, I don't know where we're headed next.
Yeah.
So I hit him, same kind of thing. I caught him in his jaw and hit his collarbone right around there because I felt the bone. And then he knocks back. And then he's coming at me again. And this time he's a little more wide open. And I hit, and I literally felt the squishy. It didn't hurt my hand. You think you're going to break your wrist or do something stupid because you're not used to punches. I assume my thumb was in the proper position. I don't remember. But I just hit him, and I hit him hard. And it hit, and I felt just the top of his jawbone, but all squishy. And he goes down.
And
now, for all I know, he's half drunk. He's on drugs. I'm not saying I knocked the dude out, but he goes down. So what I said was when you do text, you're like, look, man, I saw him down. I'm out. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go in
and report. You're not going to call the police.
I'm not going to police. I'm not the dude. I don't even know. I never even looked back at him. I don't know if he's watching or anybody's filming or anything. So I'm like, F this. So I get in my truck. I'm going to take off. And when I'm looking back in the mirror, the dude is up. He's literally got one foot up and the other is like kind of squatched, and he's shaking his head. And then he's shooting me a bird.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So after he was down, you're like, you got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I realized driving, my damn thing's open, my gas tank thing. So I pull over and I close it. And then I get there and Kevin doesn't know, my brother who lives in Covington didn't know where I was talking about. I described it. But then we called our buddy who we had the fantasy deal, and he knew the area and he knew. So we went and played golf the next day and went by the store, same damn store. It was me and my brother and my nephew, and we just pulled in, and I just said, hey, I don't know if you know. Oh, she goes, oh, I know. I saw it, and it's a chick behind the counter.
But
and I
no one called the police, though.
No, and I even said, do y'all have cameras? She goes, well, I'm not supposed to talk about it. She goes, we have a camera right there inside. Mm-hmm. So I guess if you rob or something.
Nothing at the gas pumps.
She has nothing at the pumps, and she goes, those pumps hardly work half time. I said, oh, I know that. That's why.
That's why this happened.
And I said, do you know? She goes, I know who he is. He comes in a lot. She goes, he's harmless. He's crazy as hell. Okay. Crazy as hell. So I went, all right, we're good.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Wow, there it is. The fight. I think it's crazy from the heat. I think the Heat did
Yeah,
it to both of you.
And I was looking for a CC word. I'm like, Covington Acosta. What did I call it? I don't even remember. But I was just trying to look for a name, and I used Covington in the name. And then I find out I may not. It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. That could happen anywhere, as long there's a lot anywhere in town, all around any kind of remotely sketchy area, anywhere in the state. It could have a crazy sitting around.
It wasn't the exit that I normally get off. My brother sent me down 2 exits because he was letting me know where a liquor store was. And, I was like, whatever, man. So I'm just driving back roads. But I have been told by people that, hey, you don't need to mention this. You don't need to mention that. Kind of, It's like lawyers are talking to me saying, Steve, I know you want to tell the truth. I know you want to tell the exact gas station, the pump, where it all happened. But you don't need to get that too much detail. Let it go. Yeah. And you don't want this to happen to you.
Yeah, so that's it.
That's it. Now you know.
Hey, it's Southside Steve for the Yeah Come On show, and I just want to brag about Small Sliders right here in Marietta off Windy Hill just before Cobb Parkway. Let me tell you, you haven't lived, you dip a small slider into queso. Or maybe you get it with barbecue or jalapenos, or you get it plain with cheese. The thing is, you need to get it. Drive through Small Sliders, or should I say, slide on through. Yeah, come on. Hey, it's
All right, Steve MZ. This is a sad one. You wake up, it's not sad because I never met her, but I appreciate her work. I always thought she was attractive, and she had a little bit of attitude, but we have a death in our community.
Yeah, I saw
when
this.
When I say community, I mean United States of America.
Yeah, just our show business community.
Our show business community, we lost an actress, and too young to lose.
36. It's one of those where you see it come up. It's like, that can't be real. She's only like in her 30s. She's at 36.
Yeah, 36 years old.
I don't know pronounce Hayden.
I've heard Panettiere. I always said Panettiere.
Yeah,
Panettiere.
I did watch Nashville. That was her big show. She was in Nashville.
Yeah,
I watched that, and she's cute, and
she's got that real curly hair. Like if you look at her as a little kid, but like she straightens it. But she always had that kind of attractive, but she could either be really sweet or that bitch face.
Yeah,
she had a good
I think
bitch
that was
face.
her character in Nashville. She was the star, the country star that that was kind of a bitch to everybody.
Right, and she can pull that off. She's just one of those actresses that can. But what they're saying is the cause and manner of death is unclear. They do know that she's been struggling. She's had postpartum depression and addiction issues that led her to actually give up custody of her daughter in 2018.
Oh, wow.
Now, here's the other.
I did just from what I've read this morning. Yeah, she did have some alcohol and opioid problems.
Yeah, and that's coming from the Today Show.
Yeah.
So to me, that's pretty legit. But the other issue with her, Jeff, is she lost her brother. And that'll tube you. Some brothers and sisters, or brothers and brothers, whatever, are connected at the hip. And he was just 28.
Wow, was it the same? Do we know how he passed? Was it addiction?
It was no. They did not say, and I didn't want to guess. He just went too soon. It could have been an accidental death. Like I'm not saying suicide. I should have looked that up, but I just know he died.
Yeah. Well, that must have hurt her with her struggles.
Yeah. So she's got struggles. So I think it's going to come out that it's either accidental or it happened. I have heard rumors already, heart attack, but
cardiac arrest is why they were called. That's what they said that they were called.
But cardiac arrest. I mean, you could stop breathing for a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
that's just shame.
Drugs.
Yeah, drugs.
That would be my guess.
Damn.
36. So that's too bad.
And I also want to put this out because we all got it this morning. Amber alert. Be on the lookout. This is Alabama. So the truck, it's an Alabama tag. The truck could be driving through Georgia. A babysitter with 2 small children.
2 sisters.
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm on my phone. Yeah.
And it's you're looking for a white Ford F350. That's going to be a dually. They're easy to recognize and see. The car tag, truck tag is ICO87Y4. But if you see that white dually, man, help them out. I can't imagine being a parent and having a babysitter take 2 of my babies. And one's a 4-year-old and the other one's 11-month-old. So there you go. That's Steve MZ. All right, now we're going to get into a little politictainment, and this is brought to you by a great painter inside and out, and I've already seen them in my neighborhood doing another home, and it's all about the finish, isn't it? So they're called Elite Finishes, ESGA.com. So Elite Finishes, GA.com. Definitely tell Ashish that you heard it from us, from the Yeah Come On show. Get the Yeah Come On deal. And this guy, we're going to keep monitoring because he's the only one I know that went out and got the insurance. And anybody that painted their house this year, if the Braves go to the World Series and win, it's free.
Polydictainment.
So today, Trump just announced that he's scaling back military drills with South Korea.
Didn't know we were doing it.
Well, because he says that, he gets along with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, and that they've been peaceful and they haven't been threatening since Trump has come back in office. They had a beautiful meeting, big, beautiful call, big, beautiful meeting.
I mean, sometimes, you got to be friends with people. Like, sometimes what they say, it's better to be friends with your enemy than enemy.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. That's from The Godfather.
From The Godfather. There you go. I've only watched those once, so I don't have everything down.
You're not like most men our age that have pretty much the whole thing memorized.
No, I got Smokey and the Bandit memorized.
Yeah, that's true.
And I got Lethal Weapon memorized. And I got Tombstone memorized. And Tin Cup. So, no, when you look at that, obviously it's two nations that run things completely different. I don't think anybody approves of what Kim Jong-un does, but you don't want another crazy out there.
Right. Everybody needs to kind of mind their own stuff. But this is kind of what, Trump promised when he was elected. He was going to scale back wars, not get us into more. But the problem is, some people think that this is he's doing this because our military is spread thin.
Oh no!
With the Iran war going on and everything else, it looks like it shows Kim Jong-un a sign of weakness. But I don't think so.
Not at all. Let me tell you right now, we could gather together, whatever, and that these countries we're messing with. I'm not trying to be like Mr. Dictator here because we're a democracy. We could blow them out of the water on the same damn day. With everything we have.
If something were to go down, we would be able to step up.
And not use nuclear weapons. We could blow them out of the water without the use of nuclear weapons. But I do know two dudes that work in the field. You call it the military complex.
Industrial complex.
Industrial complex, because it's a thing.
Yeah.
It is. Jeff's on point with that. There's a lot of money going
Dwight
there.
Eisenhower warned us about it in 1945.
Dwight was right.
Yes.
Was that his campaign message? Dwight was right. That'd be cool.
No, or I like Ike.
I like Ike.
That was.
But you know what? Dwight was right. But nobody slanged it up like that then. Trump is going for peace. He gets it. He wants it. He doesn't want any of this war, but he does not trust those bastards over there.
The North Koreans?
No.
Or the Iranians?
Mm-hmm. Iranians, that's why we're going. And then there's the whole shipping. It's just, you're letting a bully. And sometimes you got to take a bully down. So that's why I'm okay with it. But make no mistake, the guys that I know that are in the business, they're like, "Oh, dude, you have no idea how much we have, and you have no idea how much we're making."
That's where all of our tax money goes.
Yes, it does, man. All right, we're going to get into sports. We're going to get into sports with Jack Sugar. Jack Sugar does sports for us on Mondays and Fridays, and his whole career has been built around sports. His dad, due to his company, a member at Eastlake, and that tournament's coming up. I've played at Eastlake many times with the family. Matter of fact, they got married out there. But Jack shot a 72 there, shot a 78 with us yesterday. So I've seen, I missed the legendary 72 at Eastlake, but I witnessed the 78 yesterday, and I love him like a brother. My brothers love him like a brother, and he digs sports, and he works for a sports company that he doesn't plug. He plugs our sponsors. But Jack, you give a little background to what you do and what you did for the Atlanta Falcons, or at least the owner for the Atlanta Falcons.
Sure. Yeah. First part of that was a little fuzzy, but you just cut in. I was an accountant for Mr. Blank, putting the financial statements together for Mercedes-Benz Stadium for a few years until COVID hit and decided to take my talents elsewhere. So it's been fun working in the sports industry for the better part of my career.
Yeah, I mean, you do. You find a way. I mean, you're like, we talked about it. People have jobs, but if you can make your job fun and something you look forward to, and you look forward to your job every day, that's fantastic. And you obsess with sports, and when you're not taking care of your family, you want to talk sports and you play. So I was getting into your 72 at Eastlake because I know we're headed there, and then I got into your 78 yesterday on a course you'd never played, and it was pretty tight, but it was just damn hot. And of course, you're a witness to the aftermath of my fight.
I was worried about you in the heat, with maybe had a concussion, certainly had a gash on your head. But you battled through it out there, and I actually was pretty impressed with your performance.
Thank you. I did have some good plays, and coming from you, that means a lot. But everybody kept checking. It's funny because my niece is soon to be engaged to a guy that's a nurse, and he's a nurse in a trauma situation. And so he's totally Mr. Emergency Room, and he had sutures and had all kinds of stuff. He's got the light checking my eyes. He goes, well, you're not concussed. And then I got Kevin, my brother, who's an EMT, and he comes over looking. Who's the one that bandaged me up? The camp director brother that, he stepped in and bandaged me up. We got butterflies on it. And that's enough of that. We've already explained the fight that we don't need to get into, but let's talk sports because there's a little bit to talk about and a little bit to look forward to. It's Jack Sugar with Yeah, Come On Sports.
Yeah. Happy Monday. So, we'll start by recapping the weekend. The Braves just keep on trucking. Matt Olson is quietly putting together MVP caliber season. He had a huge home run yesterday that put us over the Diamondbacks. So still 7.5 games up in the East with about 38 games to play, I believe.
Yeah.
So looking good. The one of the pitchers we got in the trade deadline, Tyler Mahle, he had his first start with the team last week, looked really good. And I was watching that start and I was like, man, Anthopoulos just probably loves the sound bites of people being like, they never do anything, going and getting skoo ball or something like that. We never make the flashy moves. But he does find a way to go get those kind of mid-market guys and put them in the right place. So he's looking pretty smart after the deadline. And I mean, the team they keep on winning, even with the naysayers, saying they have weaknesses. So Braves are looking good. Heading into the home stretch here. Our other Atlanta-based team that we talked about last week, not looking so good.
What, the Hawks? Are you talking about the Hawks? Is it the Hawks?
The Hawks, listen, I know you love basketball, Steve.
Yeah, I eat it up.
Jeff and I need a break.
Yeah, that's right.
That's great.
Around basketball, although we are into the WNBA at the moment.
Well, we have no choice. It leads us there. It's funny because I rode with Jack on a golf cart. Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna follow that. And every sports guy, same thing with anybody else I talk to, rocker, they're like, no, I'm not following it. But I like the drama. And guess what? I'm being called a pervert because I described Caitlin, how she walks in. We're going to get into it tomorrow. But you know how these athletes show off, especially in the NFL, what they're wearing to the game? Their outfits. Yeah. So Caitlin is a show the belly, wear slacks, baggy slacks with heels and a trench coat look. And then you've got the top of the
Sophie Cunningham,
which Jeff has a huge crush on. She's wearing as little as possible, but nobody has dressed worse than Cam.
And nobody's talking about the actual game.
No, nobody's talking about the game. I still think Cam, can't even think of Cam's last name.
Newton,
yeah. Cam Newton, nobody's dressed more bizarre than that guy ever, I think.
Wasn't Dennis Rodman pretty wild for a while?
Well, we're not talking about the NBA. Both y'all told me not to.
Okay.
I'm out. No, but yeah, Rodman, yeah, he was weird. But get into the Falcons because I know and we just did a fantasy draft, and there's about 3 guys that have got total street cred on this draft that is a family draft that can win in Vegas, can do sports betting. Jack Sugar's one of them. My brother's got a taste, and then there's Ponder and a couple others, and it's like anybody Jack was bidding on, everybody bid on because it was a bidding league.
Yeah.
And I know that got annoying, and you didn't get the players you wanted.
No, that's fine though. It was fun, and love auction drafts. I love in-person auction drafts because, there was a funny story being told that had the attention of everybody in the room. I mean, literally everybody was just cackling, laughing at this story that Matt told. And, his son, Zach, had nominated a good running back. And so he was up and the clock was ticking and everyone was just hooting and hollering and laughing. And then Zach stole Breece Hall for $1.
$1.
And he was at least a $60 player. And that pretty much just ruined the whole draft. So funny enough, though, woke up this morning and Breece Hall went down with a non-contact hamstring groin injury. So,
karma.
Dollargate strikes again. We're off and running in the football world.
Yeah, Scott, how do the Falcons look? And be honest, as a man that loves them as much as we do. Jeff and I born here.
Oh.
You weren't, but you've adapted and adopted.
Yeah, I mean, I was expressing concern before the preseason game last week, and I know it's the preseason, and we really shouldn't read into it. There's a lot of evidence that the preseason does not have any bearing on regular season outcomes, but that was ugly. That was really, really ugly. And every single level, first team, second team, third team, offense, defense, special teams, they were outclassed by the Denver Broncos from top to bottom. And it's not like the Broncos were out there running starters and we were running our second string. I mean, we did about the same thing that they did, and they just whooped us. So I'm less optimistic than I was last Monday when we spoke, which was not very optimistic to start with.
So we're down. We're down.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you know
man.
what? If it were a stock market, maybe it's a buy opportunity if you're one to hold for a long run, because things appear to be bottoming out in Flowery Branch right now. So we'll see.
I don't understand. Everybody knows we got arm problems. We brought in the golden arm, at least for the Falcons, outside of a Steve Barkowski, when you look back at our past of great QBs, and there's no doubt on paper that Matty Ice has the higher numbers, and he's in there, and we have QB issues, and we have too good of receivers, and, whether you think Pitts is going to get it done or not, we have two good running backs. Offensively, we're ready, but who's going to throw, man?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be Tua, and maybe he'll knock some rust off and he'll come out and light things up. But
I hope.
I mean, to be honest with you, we were kicking it around at the draft. Next year's NFL quarterback draft class is incredible, and so you just kind of hope that if things are going to go wrong, let them go real wrong for 1 year, and we can manage through that and be okay. Because, like you said, we've got the supporting cast. That's not the issue. The issue is the quarterback. And so, if you can just kind of really, really suck, then just suck. But the Falcons, that's what they do like the worst. They are always just like, okay, they're just like the Hawks, not to go back to the NBA. But for a really long time, the Hawks, they just finished right in the middle, and they were stuck in purgatory. And so I hope we either like suck or really, really over deliver and Tua has a resurgence somehow. But James Pierce was given his 8-game suspension, so we will not have a pass rush for the first half of the season. You can lock that in. So, let's not. I'm trying not to overreact here, but it's football season, and every little taste you get, you're gonna dissect and overanalyze. But couple more weeks of preseason, fantasy football's in full swing. It's hot as heck. I said there was a chill in the air last week. That was wrong. There's a heat dome.
I thought of that. I was so hopeful when you said that, but no, it got worse. It got hotter.
Yeah.
It was crazy hot yesterday. I came in and I just wanted to chill. I got my shower and, I was like, damn. And I don't normally take cold showers, but whoo, I was in for that one. It was brutal, but we can handle it. I mean, I even was joking with Jeff. I go, if you're not in shape, you got no business outside for 5 hours. Mm-mm. You don't. You
really don't. You got to be chugging water.
Yeah.
And I was watching the golf yesterday, and when you can see how hot it is on TV, like you just love watching it, and you're like, man, those greens are burned out, and the tan line on Scotty Scheffler's forehead is glaringly white. And so, I don't know if you saw him take his hat off after his domination yesterday, but man, it's hot out there right now. So yeah.
Scheffler killed it. I saw a little bit of it at the end, and I couldn't believe when you're up that many strokes. It's just unbelievable. As playing as we played yesterday, you can do it all right and miss a putt, and then you got pars turning into bogeys or double bogeys. You saw me. I mean, hell, I'm not at Jack's caliber, but I had 2 tap-in pars that could have been birdies, you know. And then you get a triple on something that you should have had a single. And you watch these guys. How do you get that far ahead of professional golfers? You've seen it in Scheffler, you've seen it in Tiger. It's just the stretches. It's just, I don't even know what to say. I mean, can you imagine playing a round of golf with that dude?
No, he just, I don't know what switch flipped in him, because he hadn't won since, I believe, week 3 of the tournament. So it was the second longest stretch in his career without a PGA Tour victory. But man, he came back with some serious vengeance. On Friday, shooting a 61, he was putting on a clinic out there.
God.
I mean, a ball didn't land more than 8 feet away from the hole when he was hitting from a fairway. It was just, he had a putt for the course record that missed by 2 inches. So it's fun to watch when he's really putting on a show out there.
Wow.
Just absolutely dominated. So he's looking good heading into the last couple weeks of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Got Belle Reve Country Club in St. Louis for the BMW this weekend, and then East Lake the following weekend.
Well, we're gonna cover East Lake with you. Nobody knows East Lake like you do, and your dad. And you know, we just want to go there. And you hit a 72 out there, which is still something I brag about, like I did it. But you know, I just wanted to finish in saying, yesterday you put on a clinic in the heat, but I didn't realize it was a foursome ahead of us with my brother and my nephew shooting just 2 and 4 strokes over you, putting on a clinic in that heat. So,
yeah,
unbelievable.
We were going off yesterday. That was fun. I mean, I didn't really know I was putting the round I was together until you kind of get late, and then you start thinking like, all right, I don't want to start talking about this because it's tight. But I was 42 on the front, and then I shot even par on the back. So it was a good day. One of my very few times shooting in the 70s. So thanks for.
I got to see
there.
it, and we'll finish with this because Jeff, we do know you're a good golf player. Jeff, yesterday on this course, I think you would have hit 90. You maybe even tasted the 80s.
No, I don't think so.
All right, but
90s top, late 90s tops. That'd be great for me.
If I'm hitting in the 90s and I lost 2 balls that were dear to me that I loved, and one of them I just kept playing with and finding it, and then when they're gone, and then you realize every lost bar, wow, that's 1 in, 1 out, hitting 3. Damn. But Jack, that chip that you almost put in, it was 2 inches off the hole. That was your Scotty Scheffler moment.
Oh yeah. 75 yards out. I mean, it was awesome.
He goes, did that go in? Did that go in?
Yeah, I was watching for it to fall in, and we pulled up to the green, and it was about 4 inches off the cut. So that was definitely my highlight of the day. There were a lot of good highlights out there. We played some decent golf yesterday.
We did. If somebody was watching.
Yeah, the amount of bourbon that you consumed on Friday night at that draft following your injury, I was like, there's no way Steve's coming out here and shooting less than 100. And you did.
And I did. And let me tell you, I had a hangover. I haven't had a hangover in years. I had a headache the whole night. It wasn't from my cut. I was sweating out bourbon. I drank half a fifth in a high proof. I was like, because my head. And I was around people I love. Thank you for letting me just ride with you. I can't tell you how much I love this guy that is on right now, and he's a damn good sports guy. Jack Sugar with Yeah Come On Sports. Mondays and Fridays. Take us out, babe.
This has been Jack Sugar with Yeah Come On Sports, brought to you by North Atlanta Golf Carts and Regal Nissan of Roswell. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on! Man, Yeah Come On Sports. That brings us to star coaches. A lot of us were talking about star coaches. And I'm going to start and finish with different commercials, but we haven't done this, Jeff, but when you go on a road trip, and I don't know whether we put together something, there's going to be a moment where we're going to have a concert or something we can go to. We might do it through Peter Conlon if we get tickets, but just take some people, maybe literally give tickets away.
Mm-hmm.
But
I want to take a star coach.
Take a star coach.
Oh yeah,
because
you'd be pulling up to the venue like the artist.
Yes, and we can do it on a golf trip because you're worthy. Golf trips, we did star coaches for 10 years with not the same guys. We rotated through 60 dudes over 10 years taking those buses, and we always had 24, 26, whatever it was on the bus. But it's a lot of fun. So go to starcoaches.com, check it out. Or if you want to wrap something, because I am about to get mine wrapped. Ted Jenkins, I think, is about ready to wrap his car again. His is a wrap, which is why it's such an unusual color. You go to wrapstarusa.com. That's WRAP starusa.com. Thank you for sponsoring our show. And David Markwell, if I could ever run into that dude that tried to beat me up, I'll give him your number because he's mentally ill. So markwelltherapy.com. What do you got for Track 13?
Track 13, real quick. We were talking about the Rockin' Taco. We had a band called the Honorary Institute of Funk. They blow me away with their set list. It was funk. It was a little jazzy. And they played songs really tailored to me. Like there was a lot of stuff that only I knew. And here's a clip, real quick, a clip.
Dude, this is huge. If you're putting up a clip.
Me and Mike pooled $100 together to say if Steve can name this song, we'll give him $100.
Is it going to hurt our show?
No, if it does, we'll pull it up. Since it's them, the band playing it, it might not pick it up. If it does, it'll be silent. But see if you can guess who this is. You won't know.
All right.
But.
Trying to think. Is there words with it, or is it?
It's an instrumental.
All right, let me hear some more.
Violin player. It was just really good.
Oh wait, was that the theme song instrumental for what was that Chicago police stories? I had it and I lost it. No. I was thinking no.
Here you're thinking Hill Street Blues?
Yes.
No, it's not that. Good guess though. Good guess. No, that is Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang.
Oh my God.
Very deep cut, and I totally enjoyed it. In fact,
no wonder you dug that band so hard.
Because everyone in the band, like you said, the average age was 19. Later on in the night, after every song, I was cheering, screaming, and a couple people came to me, "Hey, who's your son or your daughter in the band?"
No.
I was like, "No, I'm just enjoying it." So we may do a few more this week because they blew me away. Honorary Institute of Funk. Hey, we're at the Rockin' Taco. Of course, we're there every Thursday night doing our show, and then Steve will introduce the band. But that's what we'll do for today's Track 13. It is Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang. Gang, watch the video, listen to the song. Link in the description. It is the Come On Show.